From 13ABC, Conklin and Company, with 13ABC Action News anchor Lee Conklin. First, with what's happening behind the headlines. And Take 3, our panel of political analysts.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome into another edition of Conklin and Company. Today on the program, the Goodwill of Northwest Ohio. We'll check in with the leader of Goodwill Industries of Northwest Ohio just ahead of a big event 13ABC is proud to be a part of coming up tomorrow. Also preventing colon cancer, something that hits close to home for many of us. I will elaborate on that and tell you about an effort designed to help in the fight a little bit later. But first, getting ready to place your bets. Toledo's Hollywood Casino officially opens its doors to the public on May 29th. Next week is also a big week, and here to tell us about the long road, how they finally got to this point, is General Manager Richard St. Jean. Great to have you on the program, Richard.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Lee. It's good to be here.
Here we are, the Sunday before the media preview, right?
We have big days coming up,
Yeah.
Several of them in a row.
A huge week coming up for you. You got this kind of the invite only, the high rollers, the movers and shakers coming in a little bit later this week.
We have a lot of people coming in. We've invited about 5,000 people for our test day on Thursday.
Close personal friends, right?
Yeah, my wife's got a lot of friends, I come to find out, and that evening. So it goes over the course of the full day, and obviously the proceeds that day go to YMCA and Boys and Girls Club. So it's really a special day from that perspective too.
And the grand opening on the day after Labor Day.
The 29th.
Was that the intention? Let the holiday pass, and then you'll have your day.
Absolutely. We know we'll be busy enough, and just to compound that with a holiday weekend, we're first and foremost, conscientious of the safety of our guests, the safety of our patrons, and obviously just the flow and the congestion, some of those things. So a lot of planning goes into it, but we all felt better in conjunction with the state opening Tuesday. So
this is not, to use the cliche, the axiom, this is not your first rodeo in opening up a casino.
I've opened a few.
Just a few. Your background, decades in Las Vegas, and here you are in Toledo, Ohio. Constitutional amendment is passed. The casino is built, just about ready to go, just down the street from downtown Rossford. And Toledo on the other side, you go the other way. Your feelings, tell Toledo what this Hollywood Casino is all about.
Well, it's a great story. I mean, Toledo, Ohio hasn't seen something of this magnitude in a long, long time. And we're very excited. One of the things that interested me in this project and Toledo was the significance it brought, not only to Toledo, but to the state, obviously. And, looking at the opportunity for new jobs, we're employing, 1,300 people, right. 90% of which came locally. It's just a great story. So I actually moved to Toledo, sight unseen, knowing what a big deal this would be for the city.
And the video we just saw, I believe, was it the coalition? There was a meeting that took place this past week where you got the approval.
The commission here, there was technically a licensure meeting and then the formal licensing, yes.
And that's the big day. You get the go ahead, the green light, right?
Absolutely. I can't open a casino without a license, right. And
right.
That was a big step, big final step in the process. Yes.
Okay. You mentioned 1,300 employees, 90% of whom are from Toledo. And that's the biggest part of this, I think, for so many, is that the jobs that were created because of this. How do you get this? For most people, this is their first foray into working at a casino. Are they ready?
We've spent, and Lee, we talked about it, we've spent 150,000 hours training these team members to be ready. So they're learning over 40 systems, technical training, red carpet, guest service training. So it's a lot of training, but we chose people based on their personalities and their ability to provide great service. That was the number one characteristic we really looked for when we hired the 1,300 out of 38,000 applicants.
Wow, 38,000. What separates this casino, Richard, from the casinos in Detroit, the casino in Windsor, the Horseshoe Casino in Cleveland that just opened a couple of weeks ago? What makes this one special?
A couple things. Number one, the city has been very, very welcome to this project. So just the general support, number one, was very, very helpful. The facility, the physical plant is absolutely spectacular when you see it. The technology, the overall physical plant, the product, the restaurants, but most importantly, it's those 1,300 team members. The exemplary service will be unsurpassed compared to anywhere else you could go.
And in preparing them, you have the 2,000 slot machines, the 60 gaming tables, is that it?
Plus 20 room poker.
Yep. Not a big gambler here, so you got to help me out.
Okay.
The high roller rooms, is that what you call them?
We have high limit rooms for both table games and slots, but there's a little bit of something for everybody. If you like entertainment, we'll have live live band 7 nights a week. We've got a great Las Vegas style buffet. We've got the final cut steak and seafood.
4 restaurants in all?
We have 4 restaurants. One's a grab and go with the ultimate Philly cheesesteak. We have the Scene restaurant, which I describe as Bar Louie on steroids, right in the middle of the casino. And of course, the other 2 restaurants.
You don't have to be a gambler to enjoy this place.
Absolutely.
Right?
You can go in, you can dine, you can have a few cocktails. Certainly a fun place to people watch.
Tell me about a success story, someone who has come to you, has been out of work, and has found employment at the casino. I mean, some of those stories.
Sure. Well, you know, probably one of my favorite, you know, it's a sad story, but we see a lot of people coming in, you know, my age, you know, mid-40s, mid-50s. They're the casualties of downsizing, limited hours, lost benefits, and they're really looking to start a new career. They've gone back to school, they've been unemployed for 1 or 2 years, and you can tell by their dress and their resume, you're a manager, you're an executive, and you're taking an hourly job. So what we really get excited about are the opportunities not only that exist at Hollywood Casino Toledo, but around the country. We have properties from Bangor, Maine to Las Vegas, Nevada. So if they have some flexibility, they're looking to grow, whether it's human resources, accounting, marketing, you name it, they're starting a whole new career. And you see the passion and the excitement of these people. They haven't had a fire in their belly like that for a long time. So it really makes us feel good.
There's going to be, when a ballpark opens, there's the so-called honeymoon period. What about a honeymoon period for a casino? How do you maintain the excitement?
Well,
I
hope it's a long honeymoon. You know, we expect the first 3 or 4 weeks will be extraordinarily busy. Then you have a leveling out. You know, we expect that, you know, business will be moderate midweek, but weekends, I think, for the unforeseeable future will be very, very busy. But we're very optimistic with our position in Northwest Ohio. Really not much competition to speak of. We're virtually monopolistic, and our reach is very promising as well.
But there's certainly a lot of Ohioans got on the tour buses and headed north.
Right.
You're hoping they stop right here on Miami Street, correct?
There's no reason to go north any longer.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at the physical plant, you look at the product, and you look at the team members, it's an experience that I don't think that even Detroit can match.
What do you do now? So here you are. You know, you get this thing ready. It's been built. Construction has it gone without a hitch? Have you had any delays in building this? And basically, it's your baby, ready to go.
No, we're at the 1 yard line, but I have to tell you, construction was literally flawless. Rudolph Libby did a spectacular job. First casino they ever built, and they really nailed it. So great to work with, and great final product.
There's always the concern of that there could be crime in the periphery, security. How have you tackled those challenges?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, you know, safety of our team members and guests is first and foremost before anything else. So for a few months now, we've had weekly meetings with Toledo Police, Rossford Police, State Police, ODOT, making sure that we get the work done around the around 75, close to the site. So really, it's about being prepared and being proactive. You know, whenever you have a lot more people, you may see some incidences, but it's a matter of being you know, proactive versus reactive, and we feel very comfortable that we've got processes in place to prevent that.
You're running ads now, but there's always not a disclaimer, but at the end, gamble responsibly.
Sure.
Tell us about efforts to help with folks who maybe gamble too much.
Right.
I know you're part of that.
Well, it's like anything else, whether you're indulgent in other activities. You know, we hope that, you know, our patrons are responsible, but our team members have been trained in identifying behavior or characteristics that could indicate a problem. They're trained in who they bring those potential issues to, and our managers are trained to help those people get pointed in the right direction, and whether it's self-exclusion or putting them in touch with counselors. So there's a lot of training. It's a big part of our training to make sure they're aware of it, they're cognizant, and they take corrective action if necessary. There's so much that goes into a casino, I imagine, and you've been part of so many. You know, a rural area, not rural, but close to Grand Rapids. They have the casino up in Mount Pleasant, I believe. Yep.
And you've got a situation here where you've been in Vegas for 3 decades, and now you're in Toledo, Ohio, running a casino. So how's that different for you?
Well, number one, I have 3 young boys. So one thing I realized is raising a family in Ohio. Everyone said it before I got here, and it's proving true. It's a great place to raise kids.
It really is.
But you know, a casino in a town like Toledo, it's a huge deal. The level of interest as we get into our test days and the ribbon cutting and some of these events. I mean, the interest is spectacular compared to what I've seen in other markets.
All right, let's take a look at the ribbon cutting, the main event, the grand opening, Tuesday, May 29th. 10 to 10:30ish, right? I mean,
Yes,
that's
yep.
what we're looking at here. Give or take a few minutes, and place your bets, I think, responsibly. We have it
Right,
there on the screen, right?
Absolutely. We plan to open the doors at around 2 p.m.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you, Lee.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Richard St. Jean, the general manager of Hollywood Casino Toledo. Conklin and Company continues in just a minute.